wanted to talk about this election farce that everybody's so involved in, or was, and how people still believe that Cameron is in charge, or if Labour had got in, Miliband would have been in charge. These guys are just puppets. Or how Obama's in charge, or Clinton, or Bush, or any of the other families. When that's it, isn't it? Bush, Clinton, Obama, they're all there, you know, they're not in charge. They are puppets. What we really need to be looking at is the puppeteers. And when you realise that these puppeteers run everything from up high, that voting really doesn't matter, because regardless of who gets in, the same people get in. And that's the truth of it. And you can bury their head in the sand if you wish. It's not my problem, I don't care. If that's what you want to believe, then be free. You're free to believe whatever you want. But if you do a little research, you do find out who these puppeteers are, and when you go to find out what their agenda is, it can be quite frightening. But I saw a couple of interviews, not too many, over the last few weeks, of these puppets being asked questions during their election campaigns. Normal so-called questions about the NHS and taxation, all these things that everybody thinks is so important, and of course they are. They do have their importance, but nobody asked any real questions. For instance, nobody said, look, Mr. Cameron, what are you going to do to stop the banks printing money out of thin air, lending it out and then charging interest on it? Surely that's fraudulent. They're charging interest on money that doesn't even exist. They're charging interest on money that doesn't have the backing of gold, because there is no enough gold on the planet to back the amount of currency that goes around the planet. So that's just a farce now. It's a fallacy. It doesn't exist. It's not real, that backing. What are you going to do to stop that? Or Ed Miliband, what are you going to do if you get into power to weed out the VIP paedophile rings that have been operating out of Westminster for decades? What are you going to do to stop the prosecution of eyewitnesses under the Official Secrets Act, that certain police, social services, other people in government that have witnessed the rape, the sodomy and the murder of children, that have the fear of coming forward because they will be prosecuted under the Official Secrets Act? What are you going to do about that? And that wasn't asked, was it? Mr. Cameron, our country owes trillions of pounds. In fact, most countries all over the world owe trillions of their currency, and we're all paying it back with austerity measures. I ask you, Mr. Cameron, who is it that we owe this money to? There were no real questions asked. Not really. And everyone just walks around with their thumbs up their arses whilst children are dying, illegal wars are being fought, whilst money's being drained out of out of the normal people's lives and put into wealthy people's pockets? That would be my questions.